The state of Ohio is not a sanctuary state. Cleveland is not a sanctuary city. Yes, it is blue, but it is not a sanctuary city because the state ain't having it. However, as quiet as it's kept, they are quiet on the illegals that's here. Now, we don't have illegals like New York, Chicago, or any other small town or the size of Cleveland. It's not a lot, but they are here. And ICE was here apparently this week because this came out.
As an immigrant, I was outraged about what happened. ICE don't have no place in our city. Hate don't have no place in our city.
At first, I was shocked. I ain't really hear about ice raids around here. More Texas, more California. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they're stepping it up. So
I was both on the positive side and negative side of the situation. I mean, it's life, so something's got to happen, I guess. But it was also messed up because I feel like people do deserve a chance to have freedom.
Shutting down businesses, especially ones that are a staple like this, don't do anything good for anybody. They hurt the economy. They hurt access to food.
Coming here and getting a job, which they was doing, then I understand why the government also did it if they was doing it illegally, so.
it's sad that, hopefully everybody could be allowed here that is here, even if you got here illegally or whatever happened to you. You know what I'm saying? You're here, you might as well just work it out. But you know how stuff goes. So.
From a logistical standpoint, I don't understand the reasoning, and it feels very over the top and gross.
Overall, I feel like you should let them stay if they want to stay.
My husband is Mauritanian. He sought asylum in the U.S. around 20 years ago. He escaped a genocide, so he was lucky to be granted asylum in America. And our children were born in America. We feel it's a safe country. We feel like any human being should be safe living in America.
It's a breath of fresh air to see that even in the face of such ridiculous hate like this, that there are still people that care a lot and will take action to show that they care.
I do get that people love, I would want somebody to be on my side if they came and got me, and if I was doing something right or wrong, I would still want some love from people.
Anyone should have a fair trial. Anyone is entitled to see a judge or have their cases processed, have a due process.
All right, so basically, federal immigration enforcement is ramping up across the country, and we're seeing the impact right here in Northeast Ohio. Many in the community are furious following an immigration and customs enforcement raid at a Mexican restaurant in Cleveland Heights over the weekend. You will find messages of support written in Spanish and English outside the Cilantro Taqueria in Cleveland Heights. I have eaten there, honey, and they do have some good food, especially the steak fries is good. And all of them in the back are, I guess, Mexican or wherever. They're South American, right? But I just assumed they were citizens or had some type of paperwork. But maybe these were some of the people that just crossed the border or never got their paperwork. So apparently ICE came in and raided. So it says 19 reporter Kelly Kennedy spoke with the owner briefly off camera. He didn't want to say much, but did confirm that ICE agents showed up at his restaurant Sunday looking for a former employee with a criminal record. When that person wasn't there, ICE agents arrested 6 other employees. Now the community is rallying around them. So ICE, again, they necessarily do not have to have a warrant if they're asking you for your ID. Now, did they come in and ask these people for IDs and identifications and they didn't have any? Were these 6 employees, were they illegals and they did not have any paperwork, whether they were residents, green card, or asylum seekers that have been approved? I don't know. So yeah, they round them up and they took them. And like I said, Cleveland area, they're very blue and it is gentrified, and it is a community. It is a strong, nestled community. People mind a business. People are friendly. So I understand the outrage, and it is very quiet. there it's very quiet. You don't see an increase in crime because the illegals too much around here, but it's not like it's a whole lot. Now, we are not a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state, but the mayor of Cleveland, he's very young. He condemns ICE raids and vows not to enforce general federal immigration law. Yes, he is a Democrat.
Shutting down businesses, especially one.
I want to find this clip. So this is the mayor of Cleveland speaking about the illegal immigrants.
As mayor, I will use my full authority to recognize the humanity of all people in Cleveland. I fully condemn the concentrated effort to threaten and terrify our most vulnerable populations. Arresting immigrants working in a suburban restaurant does not make us safer. Targeting schools, hospitals, and places of worship is obscene. Immigrants are human beings. They have elevated our home by contributing their talents and culture in our great city. They support our economy. They attend our churches. They are our neighbors. Immigrants have been essential to our city's story for generations. And my administration will not engage in the deportation of individuals who have not committed violent crimes. Now, let me be clear. No law requires that we do so. Cleveland police are tasked with protecting public safety, and while we will take action against anybody who commit violent crimes, we are not enforcing general federal immigration law. They are not here to play politics or be used as a tool for fear. The federal government should prioritize their law enforcement resources where they are most needed, combating violent crime and promoting safety across all communities. And we stand ready to support federal efforts to combat human trafficking, drug trafficking, gun trafficking, and any number of offenses that may involve international actors. Our strength comes from our people, and we encourage all Clevelanders to learn more about their rights and access the support they need. Cleveland is strongest when we act together. As a united community, we will ensure that Cleveland remains on the right side of history. Places of worship.
So here's the thing with that. I hear you, but that's their job, to round up illegals. Now, he said that he will protect non-violent illegal migrants. So I guess you're saying if they have a criminal record, you don't mind them being picked up and deported by ICE. The criminals should go first. However, crossing the border, you broke the law, that makes you a criminal. But he's saying if you committed a crime over here, being an illegal, you should be deported. But what about everybody else? Now, I have not done any content on Ohio, but it's coming. I'm technically still an outsider because I'm fairly new here. But the question that I have, and I'm going to do some research, all these resources that these illegal immigrants had access to under the Biden administration, did the Black poor people of Cleveland, did they ever get those same resources allocated to them? See, I'm going to uncover the public policies that was created in the city of Cleveland, right, for the illegals and immigrants versus the Black Americans and the poor white people. Because I do know in the city of Cleveland, the council, City Hall, one of these council members, Black woman. I think she's a state senator. I don't know, a state representative, but she represents Cleveland. They created a public policies called the New Africa. Well, where is the public policies for the new Black Americans? So again, it sounds good. Your intentions are good, but they're still criminals because they broke the law And also, they committed crimes when they were there. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You cannot negotiate with foreign nationals who came here illegally. There's no negotiation when it comes to ICE, who is the federal government. So, yeah, Ohio, get ready to be under that microscope, you know, because again, Ohio is quiet. They keep everything nestled inside of this state. When it comes to even their farming, when it comes to producing food, a lot of things are made in the state of Ohio that people can consume, which is great. But at the same time, it's a lot of injustices that go on here that is not talked about. And I think it's time that it does get talked about. We talked about Springfield, Ohio, with the illegal Haitians eating the cats, allegedly, you know. But I'm about to put that flashlight on Cleveland because I need to know the things that happened to Black Americans in Cleveland, the resources and remedies, or were there any, compared to the resources and remedies that was that the illegal migrants had access to, and immigrants who have paperwork have access to, that Black Americans never got. That is the problem. That is the issue. And on top of that, if you came here illegally under the Biden administration, you gotta go. And unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of people that get caught up in these raids because they probably was illegal, but they probably came under the Biden administration. So it is what it is. Sorry. And with that, thank you, Golden Heart.